Hi, I'm Ms. Rosales, and I'm here interviewing Charlie Pepe, and it's been over 20 years since she has wrote her book, Perks of Being a Wallflower,
Yes.
and I'm here to talk to her all about what's been going on and why she chose to continue her letters. Let's see how this goes. So, Charlie Pepe.
Hello, Ms. Rosales.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So, it's been over 20 years since you written your book,
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah. So what, besides being told that people would listen and understand your stories, what else motivated you to write your letters? Such strong letters.
I think it wasn't even about getting people to understand me. It was basically about trying to let out my feelings, I just needed someone who would be there to listen to my story. I didn't even need them to understand it, just listen and, have, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but basically have some idea of what, some people go through in life. And maybe not all people, but me in my shoes.
So an anonymous journal diary.
Yes.
Basically.
Basically.
So anyone can read, but we don't know who you were.
Exactly.
Okay. And out of all the things that you after that I read, because I think it's actually a pretty good book, I'm curious if Sam wouldn't have Sam. Sure, that's a pretty strong subject.
Yes.
Sam, having to do with her being older and Patrick being her brother. Do you think she had hidden feelings for you?
I would hope so. There's a lot of nostalgic memories there. She was always very sweet to me. She always looked out for me. And maybe she was just being a good friend, but hopefully there was more behind that. But in the end, maybe it was a better thing if we just stayed friends. So it kind of came out because of us.
And she was your first kiss?
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I was so curious too.
Yeah, I don't think any best friends just randomly become your first kiss. I think there was something there, obviously.
Okay, so you feel that there was something there,
I
but unless Sam was here, we wouldn't exactly know the truth behind that.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay, so back to your story of your little personal life. Besides Sam being part of it, what do you think was the hardest? Not exactly the hardest, but the most roughest thing you had to write about in your stories? That you probably took more time to write about.
It would probably be the time when Patrick got beat up by Brad, and I had to jump in. That's the most vivid memory for me, actually, just because he was such a good friend to me, and to have seen him suffer through such a to see him suffer over a person who constantly denied their relationship was heartbreaking for me, especially knowing how much he looked after me. I felt that it was only the right thing to do, to look after him.
Why do you think Brad took the decision of hiding it and verbally using the word faggot against him, knowing that there was something there? He was just trying to prove something for his so-called friends.
Honestly, I think it's just keeping his image, his reputation as the football player, Usually the football player is the guy who gets all the cheerleaders. It's not usually the guy who attracts other guys. So I think he kind of decided to keep it on the low for that reason.
So he was keeping it to the whole boys with girls, girls with boys, nothing less.
Basically.
Okay. That's sad because
it's denying someone that you love. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And for him to do it so easily and say the word faggot, I mean, come on. Okay, so after all the experiences that you went through and having to grow up differently with your friends, because they were older than you.
Yeah.
They were helping you through life since it was your first year of high school. Having to see them leave before you, how did you feel about that?
It was heartbreaking and it was scary, I think, more than anything. Just because they had been the people that I could count on that whole year. And I didn't really have any other friends besides them, so knowing that they were leaving I kind of felt forced to make new friends, and I think the thought of making new friends scared me because I was so scared of being rejected. Since I've been rejected my whole life by my family, especially my father.
Yeah. Well, that seems harsh.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Explains why every letter, like, is bringing your family into those letters and the problems you went through and having to tell us all that seem like really deep issues for you to go through.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure besides like Brad, those were pretty hard stories to write
Yeah,
about.
they were. Especially the ones that had the most details. Because, like, it's like you were reliving those moments. And some of those moments were things that, like, you just wouldn't want to go back to.
Okay, well that's good. So after everything, I mean, you pretty much had a rough start to high school, having to see. I'm pretty sure sophomore year, your friends were leaving. You know, you were starting everything back to how it was. I'm sorry. So how was high school for you?
After,
Yeah.
it was not as. Maybe it was a little easier than my freshman year just because there was a lot of drama freshman year, but it still wasn't. High school life still wasn't my thing. But luckily, Sam and Patrick kept in contact with me, so they made it a bit easier to get through high school. You know, I still had them there. They still visited me here and there, and I think that made it much easier.
I mean, I'm pretty sure having them not physically there must have been rough.
Yeah.
But still having their guidance in high school, you felt like
Right. Exactly.
you didn't exactly need them being there for you to go through high
Yeah,
school.
because they're there mentally and like.
That's all you really wanted
So,
to ask for.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, like, I'm pretty sure life's been good for you after high
It
school.
has been. You know, Sam and Patrick are doing good too.
It's good. Yeah.
I'm doing good.
So after writing all these stories, you felt like you let everything go.
Yeah, it felt so good to like kind of clear my conscience and like let everything out. You know.
And it's good. I feel like it's a really good book because you can let others, know that sometimes you're not alone.
Yeah.
You really are not.
Definitely not.
You have to find books like these to continue.
I
So,
agree.
It was good interviewing you,
Thank you, Miss Rosales.
Miss Charlie Pepe. It's been over 20 years since this book has came out. You guys should read it. Bye.